Welcome back, darlings. This video is a comparison test between Malco Brake Off and KKD Crystal Clean Detail Devil's Juice V2. Okay, so a bit of context is needed first, and then I'm going to explain what I'm going to do for the test. This car is the Audi A6, which I've done before. You can see up here. When I did these wheels last time, actually not the last time, but in that video, I said, oh, I didn't have Malco Brake Off with me. I needed that to get the inside of the barrels and all these really encrusted bits off. I'd hit it with built handle auto wheel twice. Since then, I've cleaned these wheels again, and I've cleaned them with Malco Brake Off, and I've cleaned them with Garage Therapy Iron Oxide and auto wheel. I was doing a bit of a test comparing those. I've got some further ones to do on that, and then that test will be able to go live. And I still didn't get it off. So have I reached a point where the strongest alkaline cleaner I can get my hands on, being the Malco Brake Off, can't do it? Is it time to reach for an acidic wheel cleaner? Well, that's what the test is going to be, because KKD Devil's Juice V2 is an acidic wheel cleaner. What I'm going to do, rather than putting them both side by side on one wheel, because just in case they interact with each other or neutralise each other out, one being an acid, one being an alkali, we're going to do one wheel with the acidic cleaner, the Devil's Juice, and one with the Malco Brake Off. I'm going to let them sit side by side. So video will be side by side, but compare them and see what the results are like. Instructions for the Malco are apply it dry on the wheel so it has a better dwell time clinging ability. Fair play. There are no instructions on if you need to pre-wash with the Devil's Juice or not. I'm not going to, because on a dry wheel the product clings better. Not cleans, clings better. So that's what I'm going to do there and see if that's a fair test. But then they're being treated like for like. So we shall see. I'm going to put each one on, let it on for dwell for a couple of minutes, and then I will spray a bit of, this is auto foam at 4% PIR, and that's really just to kind of lessen the sling coming off. I'm wearing my respirator for this because I know with the Malco that it's particularly nasty when it's atomised. Don't want to breathe that in. I'm going to wear my longer gauntlets, heavy duty washing up gloves. Longer ones of those to stop it slinging back on my arms, because last time I did that I came with some blotches. Wear the face shield and wear the respirator. That's my choice, that's why I'll be doing, obviously don't have to do that. Wheel brush is going to be in use for the barrels, easy detail. For the faces, probably going to use this Valet Pro large chemical resistant sash brush, and then the Viking soft one as well. So I'm going to put you into time lapse to start off. This wheel is going to be the Devil's Juice, so I'm going to start off with that one. Alright, so Devil's Juice on the right, Malco Brake Off on the left, and exactly the same process followed for both wheels, including the dwell times and everything else. We're about to go into some before and afters. Now this is the side that had the Devil's Juice, and after one hit, this is what it looked like. A good improvement, but still some residual brake dust left behind. And this is the Malco Brake Off side. So again, an improvement, not as good as the improvement that we saw with the Devil's Juice. Oh. Gee. Okay, so, wow, okay. I've taken stills after I've done side and blown dried a bit in the middle. Neither side's perfect, but I'm looking at this right now and the KKD side is better, like quite a bit noticeably. So what the plan is now is to do another application of the Devil's Juice on this side and do the other side as well, and then just clean all of them with the Devil's Juice. One thing I did notice though, sidewalls didn't really clean up well at all with the Devil's Juice. I thought they would, whereas you saw on the other side got really brown. This kind of did nothing, it was quite inert. So I guess most all-purpose cleaners, stuff like Surfex HD and Green Star and stuff like that, nearly all of them anyway, are alkalis. So the fact that they've got a strong alkali wheel cleaner reacting in a way that an alkaline-based APC would behave, maybe not that surprising. But yeah, I could do them again, and you don't need to watch it all again, but I will just take some afters after the second pass so you can see for the ultimate results. But yeah, so far I'd say it looks like that if you've got really bad wheels, that something like the Malco Brake Off can't shift, then reach for something like the KKD Devil's Juice. Now that's interesting, so that previous test where I compared like Wonder Wheels to Malco Brake Off and Brake Off absolutely destroyed it. So clearly Wonder Wheels isn't that strong, even though everyone seems to think it is. Whereas this Devil's Juice that's cut 1 to 3, or 3 to 1, 3 parts water to 1 part Devil's Juice. On the packaging it says 4 to 1, on the website it says it can be 4 to 1 or 3 to 1. I knew these were really bad, so I was going for 3 to 1. Anyway, not bad. Let me get on with the rest of it and see what the actual complete end results are like.
Alright, so these were the results after the 1 hit of Devil's Juice, and then we're going to switch over here and see the result after 2 hits. Again, huge improvement. This was really good. I think it does work, clearly. This was 1 hit of Malco Brake Off, and then followed by another hit then of the Devil's Juice. This was brilliant as well. I think the 2 hits of Devil's Juice had it over this though.
Okay, so some conclusions. Having done it again, 2 hits on the fronts, with the second hit being KKD Devil's Juice on both of them, they've come up really well. It's the cleanest I've ever got them. There's a little bit deep inside the barrels still, but if you wash them again, like the next wash, if you'd use the Devil's Juice again, you'd get rid of that as well. I found I could leave it to dwell longer than a couple of minutes, a bit unsure because it didn't have any instructions really in terms of dwell time. So I kind of left it at 3 or 4 for the next hit, and I did it for about 3 or 4, 4 minutes on the backs, and they came up fine straight away, so I only needed 1 hit. The backs aren't as bad, I know. That's interesting. So what do I take away from this? I would still use the Malco Brake Off a lot of the time, partly because I've got 5 litres of it, but partly because it does work on the vast majority of wheels. It works. If I had super encrusted ones, where I think, oh, I'll reach for the brake off, I'd do 1 wheel first and see how it goes, and if it doesn't really yield the right results, then I would go up to the Devil's Juice. I wouldn't do all of the wheels and then go, oh, now I need to do them again. It just doesn't make sense from a time economics point of view, at least. So yeah, Devil's Juice is utterly brilliant. You could dilute it a bit more, or proceed to 4 to 1. You could dilute it less as well if you needed a less potent wheel cleaner. But in those cases, do you really need an acidic wheel cleaner? Probably not. Are you better with something like Auto Wheel or Iron Oxide, which has a fallout removing element to it for your regular maintenance washes? Yeah, absolutely. That stuff's great. If you're washing it monthly, you'll have pristine wheels and you'll barely ever get ingrained brake dust. And I'm still sure if I hit these now, there's no point really because they're black wheels, but if I hit them now, you would probably still see some fallout lighting up from Auto Wheel, for example. But they are way cleaner than I've ever seen them, and it's brilliant. So yes, thank you KKD, crystal clean detail. Devil's Juice is the bomb. It's brilliant, and I hope that's useful for everyone else as well. Alright, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one. I've now got to get on and clean the rest of this beast.